Hello, Scottie and I are back with his Styx collection of all things. You know, we've been getting a lot of Styx since on vinyl since we've been together, haven't we?
Yes. Most of this I have gotten since we've been together.
Did you have some Styx albums before?
I had a couple. I had Paradise Theater, Caught in the Act.
And you had a really interesting Styx story that you've told me a few times. What was that to do with the concert you saw?
Oh, I've seen Styx 3 times here in Bangor.
And there was a one special occasion you mentioned, and we've talked about it quite a bit.
The big one was when they did the Pieces of 8 and what was the other album?
Is it Grand Illusion?
The Grand Illusion tour.
Grand Illusion. So those albums came back to back in the day, right?
Yeah, they played the entire album from beginning to end.
And you know they had visuals. You showed me a DVD concert of it, didn't you?
Yes.
And you saw that same kind of presentation.
Concert, yeah.
Right. So anyway, here's our Styx vinyl. This is Styx 2. It's one of their albums on wooden nickel. Now there's a little funny story about this pressing, and I don't really know much about it, but Scott can actually show you.
Yeah, I've got 2 different copies of this from. They're both on the same label. The first one is like this.
It's regular.
And it just has a regular.
It's regular wooden nickel label. If you can bring that closer, because it's kind of. I'm just going to white it out there. Wooden nickel. You can see that. Looks like a wooden nickel.
Then the second version of the album is a gatefold type album.
Yeah, you could see in the cover that it was supposed to stay Styx and have the paper and everything, but somehow it all came off. But it's the same exact record. I think the label is exactly
exactly the same. It just comes out
the same label
on the opposite side.
Yeah, it's just a different side.
Jacket.
I think it's probably a first pressing. Would you say this is maybe a first pressing?
I think this is the first pressing.
Yeah, because it has that cover that somebody damaged it.
Yeah, one makes me wonder if part of this is actually missing.
Yeah, I think it is, because you can see it's kind of broken. Now, the best of Styx, we got one of those at a vinyl antique store on a town call. I think Thorndike or wherever. But this one, I know we got this probably downtown Bangor, didn't we, at that antique mall?
Yes, this is from the downtown Bangor.
The best of Styx. I don't know what era this covers, but it looks like a wooden nickel era thing. It is wooden nickel. So this is really early Styx. I would say from the early mid-70s. And it's got the wooden nickel label. So I think that's obviously pre-Come Sail Away or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So this is really old school Styx.
I think the only one that I really know on here is Man of Miracles.
And what year did this come out? 1977. They were long gone from wooden nickel by then. Caught in the Act Live. Where did you ever get this?
This is, I believe, another one that was wonderful. This is from Columbia House Record Club.
This is a Columbia House Record Club.
Whenever you have a CRC, it's called.
1983. This would have been around the time Kilroy was here. Who came out, and there's Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah, it's Mr.Roboto, so this would be for that tour.
Yeah, they did a special media presentation I have. It's like a big extended video. You know, as we learned, Don Johnson did that, and you had that too.
Yeah.
Styx, there's the band right there. Yep, this is the thing I have on DVD. It's kind of like this. And see, it's a custom. I don't know if we can bring it closer. It's a custom written into it. This has been on CD, actually. I don't have it, but really cool to have it on vinyl.
And it is a double album.
There's a picture of Styx there. And there's a picture of the back. Kilroy, it says, right from the bottom. And here we have Cornerstone. I don't know if you can see it. I just kind of noticed this in the bottom. There's a little tiny image of that. We'll show you that in a little bit, but remember that little silver thing, that means something. This album had a big hit for Styx in the late 70s. My mom and dad talk about it when they were first dating. Remember that thing you saw on the cover before we go into that?
Yes.
Guess what? There it is. You got this somewhere? Thinking it was another copy.
I thought it was another copy of it.
And it's just the inside sleeve there. See?
Inside sleeve.
They're the same. Isn't that interesting? They put the special sleeve on it. And it's kind of got a custom label. It's the A&M written a little differently with the Styx label above it. Babe was the big hit off this. My mom and dad talk about hearing that a lot when they were traveling across the country when I was fetal. You know, so, you know, I was probably hearing Styx when I was literally still in the womb. I think my father rather liked it. My mother probably really didn't like the song, but anyway, that's the Cornerstone album. I think 79 was that. And here we have Crystal Ball. I think this is 1970 something, 70. I'm gonna say 76 for this one. I'm not sure. Just the lyric sheet for that. And there's the band at that time.
I'm sure it's probably just a standard.
Yep, 76. Yeah. That was, I think. Was that their first album off Wooden Nickel, or just one of their bigger ones? By that time, I think Styx were kind of getting really big. We got this at I think it was in Ellsworth, wasn't it? Because it has that price tag on the top.
Either Ellsworth or Portland.
May have been Portland, I don't know.
Portland, because that looked like the stickers from Portland.
Styx, Equinox. This is either 75 or 76, I don't know what year it came out exactly, but sometimes these old labels didn't always have the year, 75. So this is A&M. This might be their first album on the label. I don't know what the big hit songs were on that album, but it's like a Melting Iceberg or something on it. Yeah, Styx, it took a little while for them to come into their prime period, which we're arriving at right here. We have The Grand Illusion. For years, this is the only Styx song I ever knew. You know, Come Sail Away. This is their big album. Where did you get this?
This came from Portland as well.
Portland, has a hype sticker on it. Come Sail Away. I don't know if it has a poster still. There's Styx Behind the Trees. I don't know if there's a custom label or just a regular label.
That's just a standard.
Yeah, that's no big deal. Although it has a little Styx thing on it, if you look close enough. It's a little Styx sign over to your right.
And the poster is not in there.
Yeah, usually if you go to record stores these days, they'll have a little thing on the price tag saying with poster. And if you're the cash register, that becomes a whole other thing. But anyway, Kilroy was here. We were talking about the Caught Live. This was based on the tour for this album. Gamori Gato, Mr.Roboto, wasn't it, in this album?
Yes.
This is 83. And there's some images.
Styx fans didn't care for this album.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
When I first heard that song, I had no idea it was Styx. It sounded like maybe a new wave band that sounded a little more like Queen. But when I was Styx, like, boy, Styx really changed on this album. I liked it myself too.
Yeah, I was reading a review of it, and they were talking about how it was totally different from Paradise Theater.
Yeah, and Paradise, yeah.
My theory on that is every album shouldn't sound the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to change what
and, you know, Styx are hardcore progressive rock guys, and this progressive rock. You're supposed to progress. If you don't progress, you're not progressive rock.
I don't remember where I got this at. I think I probably got this at Sound Source. It is a promotional only.
It's promo album. Is there a custom label on that, or just a regular A&M label? The custom inside sleeve. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is a custom.
Kilroy was here.
Kilroy was here on A&M, 1983. Okay, here we got Man of Miracles. I actually got a double of this from you, didn't I?
Yes.
This is, I don't know when this album came out. This might have been their first on...
This is still going to be...
No, it's a Wooden Nickel. This is 1974?
Yes, 74.
This might have been their last album on Wooden Nickel, for all I know. And there's the Wooden Nickel label. We've already seen that a couple times. I am honestly, even to this day, not as familiar with Styx as I am with Supertramp or even, yes, I only know a few of their hits, but I know this was another big one for them. And maybe more as an album, actually. This is the one they did on the tour, right?
Yes, this was the other one they did on the tour.
On the outside there are pictures of people, and on the inside there's Styx. One of the best gatefolds I've ever seen. One of the best album covers I've ever seen. What was the big thing on this? The big hit?
The big hit on this one was Renegade.
Renegade, okay. So, but I've always heard like blocks of that album played. I usually don't hear like individual songs. That's like an AOR, I think you'd call it. AOR, progressive arena rock.
It's funny when you're actually looking at albums and you notice things you never noticed before, like the earring.
Oh, Easter Island, because you're on Easter Island and she has the little Easter Island people.
This reminds me, I believe it's Division Bell by Pink Floyd.
Yeah, they have kind of a Picasso-looking Easter Island guy on that, don't they? Division Bell, yeah. There's the inside. There's a little lyric sheet and... Little lyric sheet, custom on that, or just regular?
It's going to be
Just regular, with a little Styx logo on top. It was a little Styx logo on top, that's kind of good. It's like Earth, Wind & Fire had the ARC, I think Denise Williams had that too. So it's nice to have little custom logos.
Right.
Paradise Theater, I got a copy of this.
Is the first Styx album I ever had.
Yeah, I love this album. I have it on CD, but I listened to it first on vinyl. And this is from Greg's collection again, if you look up at the top. But there's another little gizmo to this I'm going to have.
Yeah, I gave Andre my original.
Yeah, yeah. What's the little gizmo to this vinyl? I don't know if you can see it in the video.
This, when I bought it, there was a little sticker on the outside that says laser etched. And I didn't know what laser etched meant.
Yeah, I mean, what's that?
So I get it home, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see this on camera.
Maybe if we light it up right. Yes, you can see it, see? See, it says Styx right there. You can see it.
Styx, and it has the women that are on the side.
And see, there's the women. Yeah. It's glowing like a rainbow in this video. Isn't that beautiful? And see, the best part is, it has a custom label on the other side. Isn't that awesome? You get a custom label and a laser-etched vinyl. Now they get a Star Wars vinyl that's etched even more.
I believe that was the first one that ever did that.
Awesome album. I've heard it. And to be honest with you, if people don't like Kilroy Was Here, this is getting there. They're bringing in the synthesizers on this. I don't know how they couldn't see the transition. That they're getting right to it here. You know, this is an amazing album, and you know, I just this is classic Styx.
This is one that you can listen to from beginning to end.
Yeah, the whole album's just great.
Bored of it.
You know, and the whole packaging is fantastic. And here's an audiophile edition of the record. Is this laser etched too?
This is not laser etched. This was a Canadian import.
Awesome.
I bought it because it was audiophile.
Does it have a custom label or anything special? Or?
It does have.
It has a totally different label. It's audiophile. This probably has much better sound than the original vinyl, but I will say the original vinyl does not have shabby sound.
No, it does not.
I don't know who Styx sound engineers, if they were anybody famous, but the whole album was just so well recorded on vinyl. It almost sounds like a CD on vinyl, even the original album. Just beautiful sound. Serpent. This is actually a repro and a recovered early Styx album, isn't it? We found that out. I think it has, I don't know what year it originally came out. It came out 80. This version came out in 80, but the original album came out quite a lot earlier.
And the interesting thing is it's on RCA Records.
This is from 1973, a repro of Wooden Nickel. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom, but it's definitely a Wooden Nickel repro. I've seen a bunch of these around. Like, I think a couple of the albums we saw in there, like Styx 2, I think, has a different cover. They gave it a more 80s-looking kind of cover and just reissued it. Sometimes these companies do this, you know, they slap a bunch of songs onto a record, say they're new when they're not new at all, you know, this is how they make their moolah. But, I mean, it's still cool to have it, especially with this cover. You get this big, scary-looking snake up here. Kind of makes it a little more interesting. I don't know what the original cover was. It may have been a more scarier-looking snake. I don't know. But, so yeah, that's our Styx. That's his Styx. And I just feel like it's ours because, you know, we've bought so many of these together. And, you know, enjoy your music. And, especially if you got an album like Kilroy Was Here, don't diss on something because it's from the 80s. I can't say that enough. You know, give it a chance. You know, there's a lot of diversity in that decade. 60s, 70s, and 80s. And, you know, this covers the 70s and 80s, doesn't it? You know, Styx span those 2 decades.
Yes, it did.
So, you know, that's Scott Styx vinyl. Keep thinking them as ours, you know. But, you know, we brought them together so they are kind of ours, you know, in a kind of metaphoric way, you could say. But anyway, these are Scott's. And thank you for watching this video. Peace.